Carly, and in this video I'm going to be giving you guys a spoiler-free book review of Never Lie by Freida McFadden. Y'all know I'm a McFadden fan, y'all. I love her work. I swear you never know what's coming, and it's always so dark, and I love that about her work. So let's first dive into a little synopsis. Never Lie is a psychological thriller. It is super fast-paced. This book revolves around a couple named Trisha and Ethan, and they are house hunting. But one day they go to tour a big mansion and there's a snowstorm, and they just so happen to get stuck in the mansion. The mansion that they were looking at was so remote that when it snowed, they couldn't get their cars out, and so they were forced to stay there. The home belonged to a psychiatrist who had vanished 4 years prior. And while stranded at the psychiatrist's old or past home, Trisha digs up a lot of things, and she finds tapes that recorded really intense patient sessions with the psychiatrist that lived in the house, which unravels some really dark secrets. So this book has a unique timeline. It is done from the past point of view and also the present timeline. When it comes to our present day characters, we see Trish. She is the protagonist who is house hunting with her husband. She is portrayed as somebody who is super anxious and wound up and kind of creeped out by the house that they are in. Then there is Ethan. He is Trish's charming but a little bit mysterious husband. So he seems relatively normal, but as the story progresses, I feel like Ethan definitely has more of a complex character that builds over the novel. Then, going back to that past timeline, there is Dr. Adrienne Hale. She is the psychiatrist who lived in the mansion. Next, there is EJ, and he is one of Dr. Hale's patients, and we primarily see his character throughout the tapes that were recorded and found within the house. He is described as narcissistic and very controlling and unstable. Next, there is PL and GW. These are other patients of Dr. Hale's, and they are also characters that we see a lot in the tapes. However, they provide crucial clues to the mystery of what happened to Dr. Hale. So now that you have a little bit of a synopsis and a character overview, I want to get into this timeline a little bit more. I think it's super unique, and much like her other books, she does have a great way of portraying different perspectives at different times throughout the book, so it's not super overwhelming. Now it's time for some of my critiques, which I feel like it's hard to give critiques because my critiques go hand in hand with what I liked about the book. So with that, I'm giving this a 4 out of 5 sparkles, not 5 out of 5 sparkles, y'all. I feel like there were some cracks in this book that just like made it so unbelievable that I was like, all right, come on now. Like, the chances of being snowed in a mansion of someone's house fully furnished is like, that's not really realistic. So it was really hard for me to get into the storyline of that. I also believe that the character development was slow, so you didn't really know too much about the characters until the end, but I did like that because all the information wasn't just given to you at once. I feel like one of the things I love with Freida's books is that you never know where the twist is coming from. You absolutely never know. In this book, I had no clue what was gonna happen. I know this is a fiction book, however, I would still like the plot to be a little bit realistic. And when I'm looking at it from a psychological standpoint, I have a lot of pointers like hey, like, that's a legal practice, or like this, that, and the other, but like, I totally had to just ignore that for the sake of reading this. I feel like based on other social media reviews and things like that, I've found a mixed review of what people think about this book. A lot of people think that it's the first Freida book you should read. I disagree. I think she has better books. If you are interested in knowing more about Freida McFadden, I have other book reviews about her books, so definitely check those out. Alright y'all, that's the end of this book review. I hope y'all enjoyed it. All my social medias are linked in the description below, so check those out. And I'll see y'all in my next video. I love y'all.